Hello, my name is Aviva, and today I wanted to share with you some books that I will hopefully be reading in the month of June. So first up, I have a book that has been on my TBR for the past couple of months that I still have not gotten to, which is Damaged Like Us by Chris Ritchie. So this is the first book in the Like Us series, and I currently own the first 6 books in this series, and I still have not read them, even though the Addicted series, which is the series about like these people's parents, is one of my favorite series of all time. So I really don't know why I haven't started this spin-off series yet, but like for some reason, like I'm finding it a little bit intimidating, and like I don't know, for some reason I just like I can't get myself to pick it up. It's probably because it's like too comfortable on my TBR because it's been sitting there for like over 6 months now. But either way, I would like to read this. I probably won't, but I'm putting it here anyway, to make myself feel bad for when I don't read it this coming month. You know what I mean? Okay, so first book done. Anyway, next up, I do have Redeemed by Lauren Asher, which is another book that has been on my TBR for the past couple of months. I think I'm coming up to like my year anniversary of like reading the first book in this series. So I don't know why it is taking me a full year to complete 4 books, but like for some reason I keep pushing this book off, even though I've heard that like this is the best book in this series. This is like, everybody's like favorite character is like Santi and like, Chloe, who are the main people in this book. So I really don't have a good excuse, but for some reason have not picked it up yet. But either way, hopefully I will this month. Probably not, but maybe. We will see. Anyway, next up I have The Summer Games by R.S. Gray. So I've actually owned this book for a very long time. I think like around this time last year, I got into like an R.S. Gray kick, and I was just reading like book after book. I'm pretty sure I read like 6, 7, 8 books of hers before I kind of got bored. And this is the last book that like I never ended up getting to. Like I kind of like fell out of her and I never got to this one. So I've been wanting to read this for a while. I think it's about something about like, I don't know, these 2 people that meet at the Olympics, like they're both Olympic players and like they're gonna meet in the town or whatever, and they're gonna have some sort of romance. I really don't know like much about it, but I happen to be going to Book Bonanza next month and R.S. Gray is gonna be there. So I feel like, it is time for me to like finally read the last book on my shelf by her before I go and meet her. So yeah, I'm putting this back on my TBR, probably not for the first time. It's probably been here a couple of times before, but either way, The Summer Games by R.S. Gray. Next up, I also have Top Secret by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. So I'm putting this on my TBR also because next month I hopefully have the opportunity to meet both of these authors. And this is some sort of like MM hockey romance. Like these 2 guys are like talking online and like crushing on each other. And in real life, I'm pretty sure they're like on the same hockey team and they don't get along. And like one of them might be out and the other one isn't. Like I don't really know the whole dynamics, but either way, I've heard that this is a very good book and it's been on my TBR for a very long time and I haven't read it. But now that I might be reading the authors next month, like I probably should just get to it because it's like a very tiny book. So hopefully I will. But again, we will see because, it's been there for a while. So probably not, but you never know. You never know. Okay. Anyway, next up I have The Hardest Fall by Ella Mays. So the thing is with this book is I saw like one person talk about this book. So I literally just bought it without really looking much into it. And then literally like yesterday, I saw somebody post like a very, very bad review saying that like this book is like very boring and not much happens. And it's like a very slow burn, but like not necessarily in a good way. And now I'm not really sure if I want to buy it, but like I'm not really sure if I want to like actually read it. Like I literally just bought it and I, for some reason, have been thinking about like just returning it without even reading it, literally because of like one bad review. But the thing is I already own it, so I'm like, what's the worst thing? Like if I read it and I don't like it, then like I just, I get stuck with one book. It's not a big deal, But I'm still thinking about this book, but because I'm making my TBR right now, this is a book that is still in consideration. I might end up returning it, but if you've read this before and you think that I shouldn't return it and I should give it a shot, then let me know down in the comment section below, because right now I am very like 50-50 about this book. Like I really don't know what to do about it. But I will tell you that I know a little bit about it, and I think that it's some sort of like college friends to lovers sort of thing. Like I'm pretty sure these 2 people, they meet a bunch of times in college and it's like a very weird like first meet, and then like a couple of years into like their college experience, I think they end up becoming roommates, and then they end up becoming friends, and then I think they're obviously going to fall for each other. So it sounds good, but for some reason a couple of people that I know and I trust their reviews for it didn't enjoy it, so now I'm like very iffy about it. You know what I mean? So anyway, tentative book as well. Anyway, next up I have Switch by Adriana Locke, which is the third book in the Landry Family Companion series. So in the month of May, I did read the first two books in this series. I really loved book one. Book two was like okay, but happens to be, I already know the character that is going to be in book three. Like, it's one of the brothers that I've been really liking since book one. So I'm very excited to check out his book. And I think this is some sort of like workplace environment sort of book, because like he's the business guy of his family. And I think that like in the last book, he needed like a new assistant. So I'm sure that this book is going to be about like his new assistant. You know what I mean? So don't know much about it, but I'm very excited to check this one out. I will probably be reading this in June, like no doubt about it. Like, I don't see why I wouldn't pick this one up. But anyway, next up I have Reckless Refuge by Catherine Cowles. So I just got this book, and honestly, I don't even know what it's about, because like the thing is, this author, like I've read one book by her, and I just know that like she writes a lot of like small town romances that have like a very good like suspense thing going on. And I really enjoyed the first book that I read by her, so I kind of like went down her backlist and tried to pick like the next book that I wanted to try by her. And I remember coming up with this one, and that is why I purchased it. But honestly, I read too many synopsises that I don't remember specifically what this one is about, but I like the cover, and I liked the last book that I read by this author, so hopefully I will enjoy this one. And yeah, that is how this one came to be on my TBR this month. Next up, I have Irresistible by Melanie Harlow. So this is the first book in the Clover Lake Farms companion series. So I've already read the sixth book in this series and the second or maybe the third book in this series. I don't really remember which one, but either way, I've been wanting to read this book for a while. Somebody sent this to me for my birthday, from Mel. So Mel sent this to me for my birthday back in April, and thank you so much, by the way, for sending this to me. But either way, I just haven't really gotten to it, because I heard that this book is very similar to book 6, which is the one that I already read from this series. So therefore, I've been trying to like, push them apart a little bit so that it doesn't feel too repetitive. But I do know that this is some sort of like workplace environment-ish, single parent, small town romance. So I'm very excited to read this, but hopefully I will read this closer to like maybe the end of the month, just so, like more time apart from the last time that I read like, the first book in the series, you get it? Okay, cool. Anyway, then I also will hopefully read Focused by Carla Sorensen, which is the first book in the Ward Sisters companion series. So over the past like month or two, I've been slowly reading the Ward Sisters companion series completely backwards. I first read the fourth book, then I read the second, and now I'm ready to read the first. So this one is a, I don't know if you would call it a second chance, but basically the whole thing with this book is like in the Marriage Effect, which is the third book in the Washington Wolves companion series, which I just read at the end of May, you meet all of these 4 kids, and happens to be in that book, you see a little bit of a glimpse of this character basically having a crush on her neighbor, who is like going as like becoming a pro football player. So I'm pretty sure that this book takes place obviously when they're older, because at the time like she was just like in high school, and he wasn't like reciprocating the feelings sort of thing. And I'm pretty sure in this book it's going to start off where like they're now adults and they run back into each other, because like she's working at the place like that he is a pro football player for. So then like they're gonna get their second chance, which isn't really a second chance, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I don't know much about the dynamics, but I'm very excited to check this one out, because like I already know a lot about what's going on, and I've seen so much from like before it happened and like after it happened, because I'm reading it completely out of order. So either way, I'm excited for this one. Hopefully I'll get to this one in the month of June. And then I also have Room for You by Beth Eheman. I'm totally saying that wrong, but either way, I have no idea what this book is about, but I did find it because, this is one of the authors that are going to be at Book Bonanza. So I kind of like deep dive every single author, and I tried to find like, a book that I want to read possibly by them. And I did come up with this one. So I don't really know what it's about. It says something about like a cranberry inn during a raging storm. So, I don't know, these 2 people are going to get stuck in an inn in a storm, and I don't know, something's going to happen. I don't really know, but either way, it looked good when I looked it up. I'm pretty sure it had good reviews on GOODREADS, so I bought it, and hopefully I will read it soon. And then the last book that I'm going to be sharing with you is All the Little Things by Rachel Leigh. So I was recently sent this by the author. This is her new release, and I think that it's new adult, but I could be wrong about that. But either way, this is a brother's best friend's romance, and I have been seeing really good things about it, and I absolutely love the freaking cover of it. And it was sent to me by the author, which is like so freaking sweet. So I really would love to get to it this month, because I always love a good brother's best friend. So hopefully I will read this one too. But either way, that is about it. That is all of the books that I've decided to share with you, of the books that I will hopefully be reading in the month of June. So let me know what your TBR looks like. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I talked about in this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. If you think like, oh, should I prioritize some, or like, should I not bother with some? You know what I mean? So either way, leave me a comment down below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed watching it. And if you're not currently subscribed to my channel, then please hit that subscribe button because I would really appreciate it. And either way, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, enjoy reading.